All right, hello, fifth graders. Welcome to virtual learning. All right, so today you should have your math book out. You should have a piece of paper, something to take notes with. Remember, if I'm writing something down, you should be writing it down as well. Yes, that means you can pause the video as often as you need to write things down. You can go back if you have any questions on things. But we're going to start off. So we are on, see, I'm figuring some of this stuff out too. We're on 2.4, which is dividing by tens, hundreds, or thousands. And we are on page 70. So get to page 70 in your book. You can look in there. Um, so what we're looking at now, if you look on page 70 in your book, it says on the top, it says looking for patterns when dividing by 70. So you have 70 and you're dividing that by 10. So you see there they've got the big box right there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then this last one makes 10, and in each of them they have 7. And they're saying, hey, in there you've got a total of 70. So if you have the 70 and you're dividing by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, then 70 divided by 10, that's right, it should be 7. Simple enough, right? Well, let's do another example here. So if we've got, what about if we've got 160, sorry, 160 divided by 10? Well, similarly on page 70 there, you can see it equals 16. We can look at another example. It's got 1,800. And we look at, what are we doing? Hey, we're dividing by 10 again. Oh, well, look at this. Now it equals 180. So looking at these, what is the common thing that we see in all of them? Well, the common thing we see in each of them, if you have, let's go back to that first one, 10 goes into 70. So I like to think about it this way. Hey, if this has this one is cross, this 0 and this 0, they each kind of cross each other out. One goes into 7 times. So it's kind of like, hey, if one goes into 7 times, then 10 is going to go into 70 7 times. So in this example, 10 and 160, you could do the same thing kind of. The zeros kind of can't, 1 0 here cancels one out, 1 0 here. 1 goes into 16 then, 16 times. Makes sense. Well, what about this one? Here, if I have a 0 here, does that mean I cancel out both of these zeros? No. It means I just cancel out 1. 1 0 here cancels out 1 0 over here. So 1 is not going into 18, 1 is going into 180. Well, 1 goes into 180 times. Pretty simple, right? All right, so we're going to go to page 72. Guided practice on there, I'm going to do 3 of those, and then I'm going to ask you to pause it, do them at home, and then check here to see if you got the right answer. So I'm going to do, we'll just go right down the line, numbers 1, 2, and, sorry, I'm at 1, 3, and 5. Actually, let's see what does it look like to erase some of this. Yeah, I got to use all the functions of the Smart Notebook here. 1, 3, and 5. So number 1 is 90 divided by 10. 3 is 1,900 divided by 10. And 5 is 23,040 divided by 10. So you can pause this at home, and then when you're done with those 3, check your work with me. See if you come unpause the video, click play on the video and see if you got the right answer. All right, so I am looking at these on here. 90 divided by 10. Well, if I think, hey, 90 divided by 10, I'm using that same thing. Cancel those out. 1 goes into 9. Oh, 9 times. That one's pretty easy. 1,900 divided by 10. All right, well, 1 0 cancels out 1 0 here. 1 goes into 190. Boom, 190 times. last one, 23,040. Well, this 0 cancels out the last 0. One thing you can't confuse here, it does not just cancel out any 0. It has to be the 0 here at the last. Here, it has to be one of the last zeros. So if there was no 0 here, it's not like you can just say, hey, I'm going to cancel out this 0 here. It has to be the last one. So 10 goes into 23,040. Well, this 0 is gone, this 0 is gone. Only thing you have left is 2,304. That's what you get, 2,304. Then we have a couple more. We're going to do 2 of these. We'll do 7 and 9. So we've got 2,600 divided by blank equals 260. And then we've got blank divided by 10 equals 4,900. So if you can pause the video now, see if you can figure those out on your own, and then replay it when you think you got the answer. All right, so the answer is here, 2,600 divided by what equals 260. Well, I got to think about how many extra zeros need to be added on back here. Every extra 0 that would be added back on here would be a 10, or if it's 2 zeros, then it would be 100, 3 zeros that I need, then it would be 1,000. But so I've got 260. I got to think about what would I do if I'm going backwards here, because this is dividing. Multiplying would be the other way around. So 260 times what equals 2,600? Well, I know if I got one extra 0 to add here, then it would be 10. Plus that follows along, because that's what we've been doing this whole time, working with tens. Then over here, we've got what divided by 10 is 4,900. Well, I think the same thing. If I'm doing multiplication this way, 4,900 times 10, well, I just added a 0 then. 4,900, and add one extra 0 because I'm multiplying by 10. Draw my comma, 49,000. Done. That's my answer. All right, the last thing for today, this is the top of page 73. It says, break apart a number to help you divide by tens. So if it's got 60 divided by 30, then what I do with that is I say, hey, this is 60 divided by 10 times 3. 60 divided by 10 times 3. Well, if I do 60 divided by 10 first, because remember, multiplication and division, they work left to right. If you didn't already know that, now you know. Multiplication and division, it's not like you do one of them first. You have to always start at the left and then work your way to the right. 60 divided by 10 is 6, and then 6 times 3 is, and then 6 divided by 3. Let me undo that there, because if I have, back here, this is 30, so this is, no, I shouldn't do that either. Let me see, is this, nope, that's not what I want there either. Sorry about this. So here, it's kind of like 60 divided by 10 divided by 3. So I'm going to divide by 10 first, and then I'm going to divide by 3 afterwards, because I'm breaking the 30 up into 10 and 3. So you divide by 1 first and then the other one second. There's no multiplication in there. Sorry if you're confusing about that. So 60 divided by 10 is 6, and then you have 6 divided by 3, which is 2. So your final answer is 2. If we have another one right underneath that, it's got 420 divided by 70. So I do the same thing, 420 divided by 10, and whatever that is, then divided by 7. So 420 divided by 10, well, those cancel each other out. Then I get 42. 42 divided by 7, well, what is 42 divided by 7? If you don't know, pause the video, go look it up on your in your assignment notebook. Got to have your multiplication facts memorized. 42 divided by 7 is 6. So that is your final answer. 420 divided by 70. Just break this up, 10 and 7. Divide by 10 first, divide by 7 second, and you get your answer at 6. All right, last guided practice for us to work on. This is on the top of page 74, last one for the day. So we've got, let's do all of them. We'll do 11 and 12 first. So 11, we've got 850 divided by 50. And then 12, we've got 7,200 divided by 80. All right, write these down and play the video when you're ready to come back and look at these. So I'm going to do 850. I'm going to do divided by 10 first, and then I'm going to do divided by 5. So if I think, hey, 850 divided by 10, well, cancel those out. I'm going to rewrite my new box over here so that can help me separate because I didn't give myself enough room. 85 divided by 1, well, that's going to be 85. And 85 divided by 5 is what I have left over. Well, let me do this in a new one so that I can actually do this. So I can think of this one of two different ways. So this is the kind of the long division way of thinking about it. I can think, hey, if 5 goes into 100, if I was doing 100 divided by 5, if you haven't already seen, this is another way to do division. 100 divided by 5, well, I know that's 20. Well, then 5 goes into this 3 less times. That's going to make it 17 because there's 15 less here than there is here. So the final answer is going to be 17. Then 7,200 divided by 80. Well, if I do 7,200, I'm going to do divided by 10, and then I'm going to do divided by 8. One of those gets canceled out, so I have 720 divided by 8 now. That's kind of challenging, right? Well, if I think about it this way, 72 divided by 8, well, I know that's 9 because we know our multiplication tables, right? And this extra 0, what do you think happens with it? Well, if this had this extra 0 before, it's still going to have that extra 0 afterwards. Final answer is 90. All right, and then those last two, we're going to do 13 and 15. This is on page 74 again. 13, you've got 160 divided by 40. I'm going to do 160 divided by 10 divided by 4. 160 divided by 10, cancel each one of those out. 16 divided by 4, what do I have left? Oh, that's pretty easy. Answer is 4. And last one, 15, 6,320 divided by 20. So that's 6,320 divided by 10 divided by 2. For this first one, I cancel out one of those zeros for each one, so I've got 632 divided by 2. Well, I have, think, 632 divided by 2. I'm going to do that in a new one. That's too big for this section here. 632 divided by 2. 2 goes into 6. And let me see if I can drag that down a little bit. 2 goes into, oops. There we go. Whoops. To erase some of that. 2 goes into 6 3 times. 3 times 2 is 6. Subtract, and then I carry down the 3. 2 goes into 3 1 times. 1 times 2 is 2. And then I get 1, and I drop down the 2. 2 times 2 goes into 12 6 times. 6 times 2 is 12. Look at that. I'm out of room at the end, but my answer is 0 at the end anyway, so I know my final answer is 316. And that's your lesson for the day. Now, one thing I will say, here you guys can see me for this one. So I have your assignment for you, but here's how I want you to write down your assignments for when we're doing virtual learning. So you guys kind of know, you got your sheet of paper. I'm going to say this is my sheet of paper because I don't have the same nice ones that you guys do with me. So you put your name in the top. So I put Mr. Brunel. I put the page numbers. I put the number for the assignment, and I put today's date, which is 10/26/20, whatever the day's date is that you're doing this on. On the top, I put math, and then I put 2.4 because that's this section. So the assignment for today is numbers 1 through 2 and 7 through 8. And then the page number is 81. So that looks like it might be backwards for you, but here I've got section 2.4. That's on the, for me it should be on the left side, 2.4, math, Mr. Brunau. And then I put the page number, which is 1 through 2 and 7 through 8. Here, I mean, I can switch this around so you guys can see it a little better. There. So 1 through 2, 7 to 8. You're going to want to leave extra room for yourself here. I didn't leave that extra room, but my page, this is really small. So 1 through 2, 7 through 8. So actually, I did this wrong. Page number is supposed to go on top there. Page 81, numbers 1 through 2, 7 through 8. And I'm even going to erase my date on the bottom and move that down a couple lines. All right. So up here, page Mr. Brunel, so your name, page number 81, numbers 1 through 2, 7 to 8. Now this is the first day's assignment. There's going to be 2 more days of assignments after this and videos to go along with them. So you want to leave yourself room right there to do them. Write math up here and then 2.4. When you're done with all 3 days, then you will take it and submit it on Google Classroom. But don't do that until after you are done with the 3rd day. So it's like you're going to continue adding. So you'll do number 1 on here, show all your work, just like I did. Then, let's see, all my work takes up to right here. Well, then I go to the next line. Number 2. Make my 2 look a little bit nicer. Show all my work, so on and so forth. And then I keep on going. I'll do number 7 and 8. And then after I'm done with those, I'll watch the next day's video when I see that. And then keep on adding them on and submit it when I'm done with the last day's assignment. Let me know if you have any questions. That should be it. Thanks.